This guy bought the house opposite a notorious hate speech church, and he got the sweetest payback. The Westboro Baptist Church in Topeka, Kansas is big on spreading what they call the Bible truth. Aaron Jackson, meanwhile, is a charity worker who couldn't be more opposed to the church's beliefs. So when Jackson learned that the house opposite the Westboro Baptist Church headquarters was up for sale, he just had to have it. His plan? To send the church a daily message of love. When it first opened in 1955, the Westboro Baptist Church began life as a new branch of a Baptist church on the other side of Topeka. However, this newly founded branch quickly broke away from its sister establishment when Fred Phelps was promoted to be the pastor of the Westboro Baptist Church. It seems that while Phelps, a former lawyer, described himself as a primitive Baptist, most other primitive Baptists wanted little to do with him. That's because Fred Phelps' religious views followed the 5 points of Calvinism. Loosely, these state: man serves his own interest rather than God's, God only has mercy on an elected few, Christ died for the sins of the elected few, God's saving grace is for the elected few, and faith in God is eternal. During Phelps' leadership, then, the Westboro Baptist Church quickly became notorious for its hate speech. Indeed, the group are known for its high-profile protests against politicians, other religions, and war veterans. In particular, though, it has had a focus on attacking the LGBT community since 1991. Undoubtedly, the church is not shy when it comes to spreading its message. For instance, its supporters have been seen holding placards that proclaim "God hates fags" and "Thank God for 9/11." Furthermore, its followers have trampled the American flag and frequently protest high-profile events and funerals. To illustrate, the group prayed for many more earthquakes to kill many more thousands of impudent and ungrateful Chinese after the Sichuan earthquake in 2008, in which more than 70,000 perished. Meanwhile, Margie, Phelps's wife, criticized the family of an 11-year-old brain tumor sufferer in the hours immediately after his death because they did not teach him to obey God. Though Fred Phelps had been ordained in the Southern Baptist Church, his attitudes were condemned by a wide variety of Christian denominations. But even though Phelps died in 2014, his followers, mostly family members, continue to spread the church's message in daily protests and pickets across the country. Indeed, the Westboro Baptist Church is considered a hate group, and its activities are observed by groups such as the Anti-Defamation League and the Southern Poverty Law Center. Nonetheless, a particular popular target for its, or as it claims, God's, hatred is the LGBT community. In fact, the church apparently sees it as the root of all evil. However, Aaron Jackson exists in complete contrast to the Westboro Baptist Church. In fact, Jackson is a charity worker who co-founded Planting Peace, an organization that's helped orphanages and set up conservation projects in the rainforest. Jackson gradually became aware of the church, though, based on its constant media exposure. Jackson told the Huffington Post, "I read a story about Joseph Miles, a 10-year-old kid who counter-protested the Westboro Baptist Church by holding a sign that says, 'God hates no one.'" Knowing nothing about the organization, Jackson took to Google to find out more. Jackson continued, "One night I wondered, where is this church? I got on Google Earth and I was walking down the road and I did a 360 view. What he saw stopped him in his tracks. And by then, knowing about the organization's beliefs, he knew exactly what he had to do next." Jackson went on, "I saw a for sale sign sitting in the front yard of a house. In fact, the house he had seen was not just nearby, but it was directly opposite the Westboro Baptist Church. Right away it hit me. Oh my gosh, I could buy a house in front of the WBC," Jackson said. Jackson had never focused specifically on gay rights activism for the simple reason that it seemed to him that homophobia was on its way out. However, the Westboro Baptist Church undoubtedly proved that prejudice was alive and well in America. He noted, "It's still a real issue and kids are killing themselves." Hence, he began to make a plan. Jackson wanted to open an equality house. In summary, the house would become the resource center for all Planting Peace, human rights, and bully prevention initiatives, and stands as a visual reminder of our commitment as global citizens to equality for all. Moreover, he would paint it the colors of the pride flag. Jackson subsequently bought the house for $83,000. Before he could redecorate, though, he would sometimes see church members around the neighborhood. He told Huffington Post, They own a majority of the homes in the community, and I walk through the area every day and I see them running in between each other's houses. Jackson continued, "One day I was walking and Shirley Phelps, daughter of Fred and now one of Westboro's most outspoken members, was on her four-wheeler. And I said, 'Hey guys, how are you?' We had a short conversation and she was extremely nice, and she made a joke and we all laughed. And perhaps surprisingly, even after Jackson began recruiting a team of volunteers to paint the house, it did nothing to dampen Phelps's mood. In fact, Phelps told Fox 4, 'I love it. What he does is he keeps the eyes on the whole earth on this message. Now every day all the people are thinking about is God will not have same-sex marriage.'" Ever since the house was painted in the colors of the pride flag, thousands have stopped to take pictures of the building, which is of course highly visible from the church across the street. Notably, the numbers in support of the house are far beyond the meager 40 members of the church. In a statement to CNN, the church said, "We thank God for the Sodomite Rainbow House. It's right across the street from the only church that loves people enough to tell them the truth about the filthy, soul-damning, nation-destroying sin of sodomy. We want this house to be a message that where there's hate, there's also love." Jackson, voted CNN hero for his charity work, told Huffington Post. "We're taking the energy that's being poured into the Westboro Church and turning it into something positive."